Yep, let's do it. Alrighty. Excuse me. What we see here is yours truly in his skeleton arms, fumbling through, fussing with a wheelbarrow of peat moss. Yeah. This is me messing with peat moss. I'm breaking up all the clumps. Oh, there is my dinner. Or my lunch, rather. I'm here to amend this here peat moss into some garden mix with some store-bought organic matters. Here we go. Alright, we've got the hummus and cow manure and this here quarter or half a bag of quote-unquote organic compost. I'll hold that for judgment later. Actually, I can see the fruits of my labor. It's worked out fine. This is a past recording. This was about this was back in probably June or July. Yeah, this is way back when. Why did it take so long to? Here's me amending the pH levels. This is fixing them, trying to neutralize the acidity from the peat moss. If you didn't know, peat moss has a natural acidity to it, and you'd either counteract it with some hydrated lime, as I did, or you just put equal parts compost, and that'll also neutralize it. Here I'm putting some very good quality bat guano for that for those trace minerals and nutrients. I think I also add azimite, which is volcanic rock dust. Actually, here it is. Yeah, it comes in a tub, like a 5-gallon or a 2-gallon tub, and yeah, there's no way there's 5 gallons in there, right? And I'm just throwing it in there, just tossing it in that pile, because you can never have enough trace minerals. It's not a problem where I live. I mean, I live on a hill, so there is minerals from the rock underneath. I think we have limestone underneath as well. So there's no real need, but there's no harm at the same time. There's no real need and there's no harm of adding more than what you have, honestly. Because if you live in an area where I live, where you can have a year-round growing season, you're going to drain the soil and the proximity of your garden of all its nutrients and organic matter. So pile it on if you're going to be growing all year. If it's a one-time thing, you might want to tone it back a bit and only use what you need. And you might ask yourself, well, how much do I need? How much is the right amount? That's up to everyone's preference. And once you go past a certain point, there is no such thing as the point of no return in gardening. I could always take this wheelbarrow and use only a quarter of it, half of it. I could re-amend it with more peat moss than I did compost, or I could put more compost. It's never really too late to change things. Even if you did use this whole wheelbarrow in one little space, it wouldn't be the end of it, because you still have the seeds that'll need to germinate. You have time to amend and appropriate the ratios of what you need. And if you don't really know what you need, then first figure out what you're going to be growing. Pick one plant that you want to grow. Do the research on it. Find out what its best. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with Charles. Hi, Charles. He's so cute. He was chasing his tail right now. He was so cute, Charles. Oh, you're just frustrated because you want to play. You're just frustrated. I'm sorry. As I'm fumbling through this dirt still, just making sure there's no clumps, removing any thick pieces of wood chips, right? They're not even wood chips, they're just like whole branches in there and stems and whatnot. Yeah, just making sure that's none of it. I'm just trying to make a very light, very loose and fluffy garden mix for a raised bed. 2 raised beds actually. And it came in to good use because the lighter it is in the bed, the better it is, because what you want texture wise, what you want for structure, and so that it will hold, what is it called, for reinforcement, it's not the soil. Oh my god, it got darker in the video. Yes, okay, here's a quick cut of me forgetting to add 463, that's an NPK, 4 nitrogen, 6 phosphorus, and a 3 potassium. More phosphorus than nitrogen, obviously, and potassium. Phosphorus helps root growth, stem development, and vigor. Or potassium kind of puts it all together, and that nitrogen there's enough nitrogen with the back guano and the compost, and it's fine as it is. Here I have some sweet potato slips. These are slips, not eyes, as you get from potatoes, but sweet potatoes, yams. Right, so I thought, we already have the soil, let's get this thing done. The phosphorus, that extra phosphorus, the 6 phosphorus that I use for that, excuse me, store-bought fertilizer, and let me take a drink here. It's going to help those slips establish. Now I have bad news, this was a long time ago, but those slips that I planted did survive, and they did bloom, and they did get up to speed of harsh summer. They did great, but all of a sudden, like I have chickens. I have free range, somewhat chickens. I only let them out of their coop when I feel like it, and they're my backyard babies. They destroyed. I love them to death, but they destroyed all the leaves on those sweet potatoes, and they just did not make it after that. Which is too bad. One is still green out there and starting to produce leaves. Had I fixed it with a little bit more nitrogen, maybe composting, it probably would have bloomed or set more leaves a lot sooner and saved itself. Or I would have saved it. But I didn't, so that's me just putting in slips in these pots with drain holes. Yeah. Also, it got really dark, so that was that. I had this turmeric, a case of turmeric in my pantry that was starting to peak. The roots were starting to set stalks out, so I thought, let's keep this trend going. These actually survived. I only have, I think I planted 4 plants and only 2 of them survived because, again, the chickens kind of decimated the leaves. And also the bed is in an awkward spot where it's in a route that my big dog, my German Shepherd, likes to run through. And he trampled at least 2 of them, which killed them. So this pot right here that I'm putting soil in, I kind of cramped up. I don't think I advise you to put that many turmeric in one pot. Obviously it's a root, it's gonna need as much space as it can get so it can continue growing. But this was my first time doing it, and I didn't do any research, and that's what I get, and that's what I deserve, is a failure. I did not prepare. But 2 of them survived. They're still, I can see them from where I'm sitting. They're on the easement and the top easement raised bed in the same soil that it was used in or planted in, and the leaves are green. They're, like I said, 3 months old, and they are slow vegetating because of the fluctuation of temperatures. Today's our second cold front of the fall. It's November 9, and it's 60 degrees or 50 degrees outside. Before that, the whole week's been hot, and sunny. So this was just a shock to them. Like, oh, okay, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be hot, what is it gonna be? But that's that. You know, what else was I gonna touch on? If you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I'll read over them. You know, I like to spend my time reading comments and getting back to people. So go ahead and do that. And please invest into a proper watering can or make one yourself out of a milk jug or something. If you're watering overhead like I'm doing right here with a big pail, a bucket, that's just gonna, for seeds, it's not great, honestly. Yeah, you would have thought like, oh, no, it's gonna wash away the positioning of the seeds and it's probably gonna resurface them on top of the soil and ruin them. But that's all I have for now. It's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And probably gonna upload another video real soon. Just me talking. So that's what I like to do. I like to talk. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Laters.